Greetings, everybody, and welcome back. Last time we completed all of Umbacano's stuff, and not going to really be worrying about Umbacano anymore, for reasons. Uh, this time, I hadn't gotten any suggestions yet about what quest anyone wanted me to do first, or next, rather. So we're going to go ahead and finish up another one of the collector-type quests of Oblivion, because as it turns out, there are quite a few. Good news, though, is that this one should be wrapped up in a single episode, so that'll be nice. We're going to be doing a Venerable Vintage, and, oh, hello. So basically, this quest involves finding this rare wine known as Shadow Banished Wine. And there are a few ancient forts that have it, essentially. Not too hard to do, so let's hop right into it. Fortunately, I do already have the various forts sort of notated, so I'm not going to have to wander around and figure out which ones they are. You might have just barely seen it. Got a sort of a sneak peek of a new mod that I have installed this time, and it might be the greatest mod ever. Absolutely 100% essential, and I'm not being sarcastic. That's the loot menu mod, so check this out. Well, okay, I gotta open the chest first. Look at that. Essentially what it does is it imports Fallout 4's loot system into Oblivion, which actually I think the loot system was the best part of Fallout 4. Just so good. But just watch this. Look at how much time I'm going to save. Yeah, I'll take some corn, steel arrow, let's take the potions, take the staff. Don't need the torches. Hello. Alright, well, they all found me. Okay. We'll talk about the loot menu in a moment. First, and, get some healing going. I love just this glorious cacophony of weird Oblivion taunts. But all these conjurers are really not going to be that dangerous to me. That's like a Dromora or something. Very weak Dromora. I think if I just rush them, that's probably going to be fine. They're just the little babby conjurers. And then we'll get back to talking about what I was talking about. Okay. Good? Good. So anyways, yeah, look at this. It's super user-friendly. You can go up and down with the mouse wheel and take things with E. And if you press F, you'll go into the normal menu. So one of the biggest complaints about really the whole Elder Scrolls series is that you spend so much time in menus and it breaks up the action. Well, this basically fixes that, and like I said, it is the same system as used in Fallout 4. People have issues with Fallout 4. I actually think it's pretty good, but I think one thing that's sort of unanimous is everybody agreeing that the loot system, or rather the way that you loot things in Fallout 4, is really, really good. So, as it turns out, there's actually a version for Oblivion, There's a version for New Vegas that I used when I recently did a New Vegas playthrough. Not on YouTube, but that'll be coming eventually. And hopefully... Oh yeah, it goes without saying there's a Skyrim version. But hopefully when the new Elder Scrolls game ships, they'll actually just integrate this into it, because I think that would be great. Because somebody's just going to have to mod it if they don't. So the only issue... I think I already have that, but I'll take it anyway. The only issue that this mod has is there are a few situations where things are, like, scripted. There's our wine. So I gotta get 4 more bottles of that. There's actually more wine than you need in the world. You only need 6 total, but they're something like, I don't know, 10 or something, and they actually respawn, which is kind of funny. But anyways, yeah, the only issue is there are a couple places where a container might be scripted, and in that case, you would want to press F and pay respects, or rather, take the item out manually, because it can mess with that. And there are options to enable or disable the ability to loot scripted containers. However, because I'm running the Oblivion Overhaul mod, most of the containers that aren't in the default game count as scripted, so that's why I've got it overriding it. But yeah, what I'm really actually kind of interested in is I wonder just how many hours I'm going to save by having this mod enabled. Like, yeah, it's probably only a minute or 2 per episode, but spread that out over the course of the entire series, and it's probably going to be a ton of time saved. Anyways, I think that's all we need here, so let's go ahead and exit. As stated, I do want to wrap up this entire quest in a single episode, so we can move on to something else. I don't want to spend another, 9 or 10 episodes going around and doing a single quest. It's funny, actually, how many collector-type quests there are in this game. And while I do like them, they're just a lot. Alright, so there's one of them. I think one of them is to the southeast of Raville. Yes? Okay, I think that's our next one right here, coming up on the map. Oh, I see imps. That's a good sign. Did I mention that I hate imps? I think I might have mentioned that, but I hate imps. So there you go. Now, if it's just rats or something, that's fine, I guess. Let's see what we got. It doesn't look like it's going to be imps. It is kind of funny that it's only the weight of your boots. So, like, I'm walking around in super heavy armor, but I take my boots off and I'm completely silent. But hey, I'm not complaining. Just gonna take all. Be quiet so far. Oh, it's gonna be goblins, right? Well, if there's one thing I know about goblins, it's that the only good goblins are the ones that never come out of there. Oh, that was easy. Let's go ahead and explore the rest, though. Oh, hello. Yeah, something, only good goblins, stinking holes, etc. You get the idea. Oh, cool. So we got a ruin that's kind of connected to a cave here. That must be our warlord. He is apparently too thick to get through the little doorway. Ouch. Whoop. Let this be a lesson to you, friends. You can never be too thick. Okay. Ouch. Surprised me. Ooh, look at that. Nice. The only milestone I really need to get to is where I can open very hard locks, but it's still nice nonetheless. I'll go ahead and take that. It's actually worth quite a bit, isn't it? Huh. He fell victim to one of the classic blunders. Oh. He kind of blended in there, in my defense. Yeah, loot menu. It's the future. And the future is looking bright, if that's the case. Okay, well, I guess we will exit and hit our last one. And some good news about the last one. We've actually already seen it, right here. So this would probably be, in a normal playthrough, where you would find your first... Somebody after me? No? No? This is probably where you'd find your first bottles of Shadow Banish wine. Well, we got ghosts. The beefy skeletal boy right there. 3 arrows, including a sneak attack. Not bad at all. Okay, I'm not going that way, so I guess I'm going this way. So just from these first few, it would definitely seem that this is a little bit easier of a quest to attempt than the Collector. Funny thing about the Collector is it sends you to some very scary places. So it's actually not really beginner-friendly. Although it is the quest that I enjoy doing first every time, for some reason. Fortunately, I got that wonderful water breathing, so I can just take my time down here. There's a good ricochet on that arrow. If I'd really been paying attention, I could have actually caught it, probably. Ooh. I also seem to have gotten fairly lucky with the spawns here, so I'm getting, like, mostly mud crabs. But I was thinking about it. Oh, that's our iron arrows. I don't want those. Oh well. But yeah, I was thinking about it, and there are actually quite a few scarier enemies, or like scarier versions of enemies that I haven't even seen yet. Meaning that I've got a ways to go in terms of what I've seen thus far. Like every sort of ruin type, as I'm sure you've noticed, has its own specific types of enemies that are in it. So you can have necromancers, you can have undead, you can have just general animals. And there are different variations of certain ones that I've not seen yet. In particular for ghosts, actually. And just undead generally, there are a lot of... What is this sound? There are a lot of stronger ones that I just have not come across yet, that are probably quite a bit scarier. Just the one over there, huh? But, you know, all that said, ever since I got this sword, I'm feeling a lot less scared of everything, really. And, you know, it would be tricky, certainly, but I think if you had enough invisibility and that sort of thing, you could probably pull it off. Getting them there early, if you really wanted to. Yep, can't get into that one yet. There's the one. And perfect. Right back to the start. Alright, so I think what we'll do then, because we got a little bit of time left still in our episode, is go back and advance a rank in the arena. And then we'll go turn these in and probably call it a day. Sounds reasonable. Apparently enemies are nearby. Bro. Hey. I mustn't forget to get into uniform. What?
All right, Myrmidon. Don't be fooled by your next opponent. The little dagger he uses is actually a powerful enchanted weapon called Shimmer Strike.
Ooh, fancy. Well, the unenchanted weapon that I'm using that's probably the same speed, but like 3 times the damage of his, will probably make pretty quick work of him. We'll see. Place your bets. I'm going with 2 heavy attacks and a normal attack. We'll do it. No, 2 heavy attacks will do it, unless he heals. Dang it. So depressing. Oh, wow. 3 heavy attacks. Oh, wait, check this out. That's funny. So obviously you normally can't loot your fallen foes in the arena, but evidently if you have loot menu, you can. So just another perk of it, really.
I guess you told that wood elf what you thought of his magic dagger, huh?
That I did.
You're hungry, Myrmid. You might be ready, but the arena ain't. Matches take place between...
Alright. Okay.
Hungry. No surprises with this next one. Just a high elf with a chip on her shoulder.
Sounds good to me.
Good people of the Imperial City.
Is that a bow that I see?
To the arena. You came here for a fight, and a fight you shall have. But talk is for the weak. You want blood? Lower the gates!
Oh, no, I guess not. Good fight. I do like this being able to take their health potions away from them. I get used to that.
Altmer, they act all high and mighty until you leave them in a pool of their own blood. Here's your gold. Go take a breather.
Somebody's got a history or something.
You're cutting through the yellow team like a knife through scrib.
All right, one more, and we advance again.
The next opponent is your standard axe-armed orc.
Okay.
Good people of the Imperial City, welcome to the arena. Everyone loves an advancement match, so let's watch as these 2 brave Myrmidons face off in a battle to the death. Combatants, to arms!
Ooh, he's got a lot of health. Well, sorta. Interesting, so normally you can't take that.
Victor from the blue team leaves the arena now
I am kind of curious to take that, but I don't know if it's going to crash my game if I do, so I won't. But I'm curious if, like, it's green or whatever when he wears it, but will it change color when I wear it? Maybe I'll test it someday, but...
There are few things scarier than an orc with an axe, but you didn't even flinch. That victory brings you up to warrior rank. Well done.
Nice. Alright, let's go turn in the Shadow Banish wine and call it a day. So in order to do that, we're going to need to go here, so start from here. There's also another quest here that is like almost impossible to do, only because of the Oblivion Overhaul. Maybe we'll start the next episode with that one. I guess I can, well, I'll put my other armor back on later. Doesn't look bad. Yeah, it's this dude that we'll talk to next time.
Welcome to the Walnut Inn. Could I interest you in a room or perhaps a bit of wine?
A bit of wine, you say?
Yes, actually, I'm quite fond of collecting all manners of wines from all over Tamriel. But one vintage continues to elude me. Shadow Banish wine. How I'd love to add it to my collection. Say, that gives me an idea. You look like the adventuring type.
That I do.
If you can retrieve 6 bottles of Shadow Banish wine, I'll gladly pay you well. All I know about them is that they're found in the many fort ruins scattered all over Cyrodiil. Well, apparently the wine is so rare because it was only made in one tiny batch. It's the product of an alchemist who was also a vintner. Besides tasting incredible, the magic within the wine allows the imbiber to be gifted with Night Eye. The vintner
Which is
made it
fairly
special for the
unremarkable,
Legion
actually.
Soldiers posted at the forts when they were active long ago. It was perfect for keeping lookouts warm on cold nights and helping them see better in the dark. Clever, eh?
Indeed.
Well, apparently...
Right.
I'm at a loss for words. You actually found 6! These will hold an honored place in my collection. I don't know what else to say, but thank you. Oh, I almost forgot. Here's your finder's fee, worth every single coin, I assure you. I'll tell you what else I'll do since you seem so resourceful. If you find any more bottles of the wine, I'll gladly pay you well for them.
All right. 1,000 gold for 6 bottles, not too bad.
Remember me if you find more Shadow Banish.
So as I was mentioning before, it's funny because they will actually respawn after a certain amount of time. So it's like supposedly made in a, very limited vintage, hence why it's so rare, but technically it's an unlimited item. Anyways, we're going to wrap it up there for today. I'm glad we finished that whole deal in one episode. So we are open next time in terms of what we're going to be doing. So as always, feel free to let me know if you have any particular quests that you would like me to do. If not, then I'll basically just come up with something. I think that's about all I have for today, so I want to thank you very much for watching. And until next time, stay thirsty, my friends. Right.